Okay. First of all, congratulations to Coach Pinkel and the Missouri Tigers. They did a great job. They've got a really outstanding team. And I hope the quarterback's okay. I don't know what could have happened to him, but kind of ran off the sideline. It was right in front of me. No contact that I saw, but hopefully he's okay. Just a tough day for Georgia. Got ourselves in trouble, obviously, in the first half. Turnovers weren't real helpful. That's probably the easiest way to explain our biggest problem is, 4 turnovers to 0. That usually doesn't equate to a victory against a really good team. But when we got ourselves in the predicament that we were in at halftime, it was pretty exciting to see our guys fight back and get to the point where we're going for 2 to tie the ball game early in the fourth quarter. That was our guys did a really good job to get ourselves in position to do that, and then we couldn't quite finish. But I'm proud of the effort of our players. We don't have an effort issue. Obviously turnovers are problematic. But there's a lot more season to play, and we got to go back and correct what we can and get a good plan for Vandy.
Is there one of those plays on the turnovers that bugs you the most? Douglas fumbles down on the 5, and Murray's blindsided, and they score. Both of them obviously figure pretty prominently.
Yeah, there's a chance that we could have scored a touchdown while we were down close. That'd have been nice. And then you can't say you gave them a touchdown because they earned it. They came around the edge and made the play. The ball comes out, they scoop and score. They made the play. So, but you hate it when it happens that way. It just. It's not like their offense had to drive the field to go get it. But I would say all the turnovers bothered me. So,
Mark, what did you feel the loss of Marshall early Scott was down at the last zone? Was it the red zone? Was it particular places?
You know what? I hadn't really thought about that. All I could think about is, in football and probably in life too. Adversity strikes, you just kind of got to find out where you are, and what do you have to do to win. Who do you have? Find out who can play, and get them ready, and go after them. That's really all we're thinking about. I'm not going to sit here and start talking about if we'd had this or that. That's football. Everybody has injuries. We had injuries. Other teams do too. Their quarterback went out when the game was a 2-point game. They found a way to win. So. Congratulations.
The defense had 3 stops or more in the second half to keep you in the game, and it just,
Yeah, we started out very good defensively in the second half. I think it was at least 3 stops in a row. I don't know. Again, putting us in. We scored. They stopped them. We scored again. They got to stop. We scored again. I don't know after that, but yeah, we did some good things.
Mark, in the first half, the defense gave up 3 long drives, even before you turned the ball over once, to put you in a position where you're down, where they got 21 points. On a day where you knew you probably weren't going to be able to outscore many people, is that the kind of thing that you didn't want happening?
Well, those guys are pretty good on offense, so it wasn't like shocking. We didn't sit here and think that we're just going to stone this offensive football team and they weren't going to move the ball and score at all. That's part of the game. That's going to happen. But I think the halftime score, you can't just sit there and say the 18-point deficit was because of how the defense played. It was partially because of how the defense played, partially because of how the offense played. So I'm not sitting here trying to say that.
Can you talk about the sort of the emotional deflation from LSU to the injuries last week to the loss this week, and how the team.
You know, it takes a lot of energy to play any game. It takes a lot of energy to play the types of games, even more energy to play the kind of games we've been playing, and a lot of emotional energy too. You know, you tend to. I mean, I know I was exhausted after each one of those, but I really felt like we rebounded well. I mean, it was a whole week later. Thought our guys were pretty excited about playing the game. I know the staff was. I think, we just played a really good team and got beat.
242, I think, total yards, total offense for Brendan Douglas and J.J. Green. When you talk about receiving and
Right.
rushing, what did you think about the job those guys
They
stepped
did
up?
a good job. You know, Mike and I, Bobo and I were talking after the game, and they're good backs. You know, they run the ball well. They caught the ball well. We're not paralyzed or handcuffed, but those guys in there, they do a good job. We're proud of them.
Coach, Aaron said he forced the ball on those 2 picks late in the game. Does that surprise you, considering how poised he's been over the last few weeks?
Oh, a little bit, but, they play a ton of zone coverage, and that's what they do, and that's why the backs caught a bunch of balls and all that kind of thing. We knew that going in. And then when you get a lead, it's a lot more incentive to keep playing zone and have your linebackers drop deep, or even your corners in cover 2 to sink, to take away some of the more the intermediate throws, because they know time's on their side, clock's on their side. So we need to be patient and take those checkdowns, take those backs. When you're behind, it's a little bit tougher to do. But obviously we were behind 18 points, but we had a lot of clock. When we got it, then we got the point differential reduced, where we didn't have to force anything. We got it back where we could just take what they give us, and sometimes you try to make something more out of a play than you should.
Mark, the team has won a national championship with 2 losses. Do you see any way that you all could maybe get there?
We don't even, that's not in my mind at all. What's in my mind is, making corrections and getting ready for Vanderbilt. That's really the only thing we can control right now. The big picture, the really big picture, the national picture. I'd be foolish to sit here and try to think of a scenario where we could get there. But if we keep banging away and playing good football, good things will happen for us.
Mark, how close do you think this defense is to being good enough to win some games like this?
I think we're getting there. I mean, you see some sparks, you see some some signs of life. I thought some individuals played well. Richt continued to play well. Shaq really played well, I thought. And I'm sure a lot of other guys that did as well. I just, those 2 guys kind of stood out just watching them from the sideline. But I believe we're going to keep getting better. I really do. I think we're going to keep getting better. I think we're going to be the type of defense that everybody's going to be proud of. But it takes some time, and we play some pretty good clubs. There's no doubt about that. This team was no joke offensively. Averaging 550 a game and 46 points or whatever it was a game, regardless of who you were playing. You have to execute to be able to do that.
4 minutes left in the game. You're down 8.
Yeah.
With what you've seen Aaron Murray do, are you thinking
Oh,
this
yeah.
script is set here?
Absolutely. We're thinking we're in a position to win the game. We're going to drive the field, score the points, go for 2. Overtime, who knows? We're absolutely thinking, here we go again. We got a chance to do it. And to their credit, they made a play.
Coach, was it a case on 3rd down of really when they made them and how they made them, and not how many times they converted?
Yeah, I think you're right, because we had I think we had a little more success on 3rd downs overall, and I think we had 2 or 3 penalties on 3rd down, and maybe 1 or 2 of them really weren't all that necessary, or weren't the deciding factor whether we made the stop or not, I guess, which getting them to the 30 meeting along is a good thing, it's a good sign. And I thought we did a better job overall as far as, like you said, the number of times we got stops on third down. We just, there's some untimely ones that they got.
What would be the biggest challenge going into the new week and focusing on the next game and the possibility of the future? What would be the biggest challenge for you guys going?
Well, just, you gotta shake it off. You gotta shake off a loss. And, the world doesn't stop. You gotta go back to school. You gotta keep studying. You might have an exam on Monday. You know, you just gotta get back in the weight room when you're sore and you're tired, all those things. But again, everybody's a little sore. Everybody's a little bit tired. Everybody's got classes. Everybody's got tests to take, So, but when you lose, it's just hard to get out of bed in the morning. It's just natural, especially for young guys. It's hard to understand. You gotta get over it. You gotta shake it off and move on. And I think we will. I know we will. Just, that's the hardest part, just getting it going again. Once you get going, once you get to practice, once you're around your teammates and start to lift weights again and get the blood pumping, that'll be fine.
What do you get